After Kevin Holland's first-round sub-loss to Rainier de Ridder, a lot of fans said he should drop back to welterweight. Rainier was 22 pounds heavier than Kevin on fight night, so it looks like he's making the move. Kevin's set to face Gunnar Nelson at UFC Fight Night on March 22nd at welterweight. Gunnar hasn't fought since March 2023 when he tapped out Brian Barberena with a lightning-quick armbar. Who you got for this one? Drop your thoughts below. In other news, Alexandre Pantoja will defend his flyweight title against Kai Kara France in the co-main event of UFC 314. France defeated Steve Erceg via TKO in first round last August, and Pantoja is coming off strong wins against Kai Asakura, Steve Erceg, and Brandon Royval. Daniel Cormier is questioning Israel Adesanya's motivation ahead of his fight with Nasruddin Imavov. DC brought up when Izzy fought Kelvin Gastelum and mouthed, "I'm prepared to die," before the 5th round. After that, Izzy became champion by beating Robert Whittaker and defended the title several times. Now that Izzy's financially set, DC wonders if he still has that same drive. So like when that moment happens, like against Kelvin Gastelum, and he was in the corner in the 5th round and went, "I'll die for this." And he was like mouthing to himself, "I'll die for this, I'll die for this." He had money, he was a kickboxing champion, but he was fighting for an interim championship with the opportunity to get Robert Whittaker to become the unified champion. He didn't have money at the rate that he has right now. He didn't have the zeros in the bank account. He didn't have the accolades. He did not have the notoriety. He'll find himself in that 4th to 5th round with Imavov this weekend and have to dig deep, knowing that nothing changes if he doesn't, right? Nothing changes. Israel Adesanya will still be a star if he wins or he loses. Israel Adesanya will still collect the same paycheck on Saturday night if he loses. The money that he has in his bank remains the same. All of his investments and properties will remain the same. How does he pull back to that moment when he didn't have all those things? If need be. I never fought in my life in a 5-round main event that wasn't for a championship, and I've got to be honest, I don't think I could. I don't think I could have went 25 minutes without knowing that there was a shiny gold belt waiting on the end of that, because it's hard to pull the dog out of you whenever you don't get that thing that means so much when the night's over. Shara Bullet is gearing up for his 5th UFC fight this weekend at UFC Saudi Arabia, feeling much more confident as his wins increase. He's facing Michael Venom Page, who's making his 3rd UFC appearance after a fairly successful career in Bellator. Shara plans to make MVP uncomfortable and force him to adjust his game.
Yes, I'm very happy to be back. I once had a dream to at least fight one time in the UFC, and now this is my 5th time. So now, the goal is to get my 5th victory, and then now I have a new dream. The new dream is to have 10 fights in the UFC, 10 victories in the UFC, and then we'll think of something new. No, I'm very, very little nerves compared to the beginning, and I know what to expect. There's the media day, there's the weigh-ins, there's the whole process, but just to be back in the atmosphere of the UFC, they really take care of the fighters a lot. From the very beginning, the food, the equipment, the organization, everything is great. So it's good to be in this organization, and once I come out there, the idea is just to show the fans an exciting fight, and we're prepared, we're ready. On February 1st, you'll see everything. Yeah, probably not very comfortable to try and find a key to victory to somebody who's so uncomfortable, but my style is not any better either. I think he's going to be the one who's going to have an issue. I'm the pirate. I'm going to be inside there. I'm going to train him. With every punch, he's going to learn to figure out a way that he's being tamed by the pirate, and so once he learns, he's going to probably try and change his style to get more comfortable. I don't think it's going to be something that we've prepared. I think it's going to be something unexpected. This is going to be something that we're going to fight in the middle of the fight, or like during the fight, during the duration of the fight. Because when I'm inside there, I don't even know what to expect from myself. So potentially maybe it's something that we worked on, but really I think that it's going to be unexpected, unpredictable. I think I'm already pretty close over there because I got a big name in front of me, a very known fighter, and so I'm already where I need to be. And so now if I keep winning, that everybody is going to be on my radar, everybody's going to be in front of me, nobody's going to escape of me. So the pirate is here and is going to come for everybody.
Sergei Pavlovich says he's not worried about the fans who turned their backs on him ahead of his fight with Jairzinho Rozenstruik this weekend. Sergei is coming off 2 straight losses. His first loss came in the interim heavyweight title fight against Tom Aspinall, where he got knocked out in the first round. Then he lost to Alexander Volkov by unanimous decision this past June. Speaking to media, Sergei said, "Of course I felt it. I felt that some people turned away, but I don't pay them too much attention. I want to thank personally the people that have stayed, that supported me. For them, I want to do this. And those people who came and went and whatever, I'm not worried about that. He's a very explosive guy. He's very fast. He has a lot of experience, so you have to be ready for anything when it comes to him, and I'm ready for all 3 rounds." Jairzinho Rozenstruik takes on Sergei Pavlovich at UFC Saudi Arabia this weekend. Jairzinho is ranked 9th in the heavyweight division, while Sergei is 4th. Jairzinho is aiming to beat Sergei, take his spot in the rankings, and then push for a title shot. He says if Sergei makes any mistakes, the fight's over.
It's a huge matchup. Despite his 2 losses, I know he's a great athlete. I used to train with him before, so I know who it is and what he brings to the table. So I'm looking at more as what can I do and what should I do to win. So I know the key, and I'm bringing it out. I'm bringing the guns out there. I mean, you can take everything away. Like you can take everything. You see everything. You've been there. They trained with him 2 years, so I've seen a lot. I've trained with him a lot. We've been training partners. So yeah, I mean, I improve a lot of my wrestling. I don't know if I needed this fight, but if I need it, I can use it. So I'm not shy to bring that out, But we'll see what the fight brings, and if I really need it, I'm having it. So you have a lot of aggressive fighters. The way to stop them is to punch them in the face, of course, and then we go from there. The reaction will decide. I'm bringing the fight to him, definitely. He want to win, so he has to come forward, So the way I see this fight, any mistake he makes, the fight's over. Win this Saturday, put me on the number 4 ranking in the world. That means I'm fighting one more guy before I can talk about the title, or I can jump right in there looking for the title shot. So that's where I see myself end of 2025.
Sean Strickland went off on Khamzat Chimaev today. The two used to be cool and even trained together at Extreme Couture a few years ago, but things have since gone south. Sean's been blasting Khamzat over his alleged crypto scams and his ties to Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov.
God, dude, the Chechen fucking whore, bro.
You want that?
Anybody who fights that guy's gonna get a fucking paycheck, dude. The fucking Chechen whore.
Everyone, says he looks so great against Rob. It's just going to be a coronation. Like, do you want to prove all the people wrong that he's not all that?
Fucking A, dude. You went hard. You fought a guy who came out really fucking flat. Who doesn't give a fuck. It's like, like Rob is known to either be a fucking superstar or a fucking can, and he was a fucking can. He was just met with too much pressure. It's like, dude, nah, man. After I'm done with fucking Chimaev, I'm just gonna go back to fucking peddling crypto scams.
Do you think you fight all 3 of those guys, though? Like, all 3 of those fights I just said, do you think they happen at some point?
I don't give a fuck. I mean, Chimaev would just be fun just to fucking roast him. Like, who is fucking Chimaev, dude? You fled your shitty fucking country to go have a better life in Sweden. You go back because your family's persecuted. You go back. You suck off of the same fucking dictator who probably made your life a living hell. You become a fucking Chechen whore. He starts pulling the leash on you. He's like, he fucking owns you. The leash gets fucking too tight. You flee to another fucking country, and then you what else? And then you start doing crypto scams. Like, then, dude, yeah, could you mind fight? You could fight, dude, but you're not a fucking man. I know you're not a man. You know you're not a man. The whole fucking world knows you're not a fucking man.
Last one, Islam Makhachev.
Ahead of his fight with Nasruddin Imavov this weekend, Israel Adesanya says he's not worried about getting the belt back. This is his first non-title fight since facing Anderson Silva in 2019. Izzy's more focused on the impact he's had on MMA, adding that even if he loses his next 10 fights, it won't change his legacy. Champion, okay. Champion definitely isn't just defined by the belt, There's guys in this game that I consider them champions, and they've never held a belt. But a champion is defined by character in and out of the octagon, in and out of the cage, the way they fight, the way they carry themselves. It doesn't have to be some fake bull humble like, oh, you know, holier than thou role model. No, I'm talking like someone who's real, someone who keeps it real. A champion, a legend goes beyond that. I'd say a legend in the game has to do with longevity. I'd say longevity or impact. What kind of impact have you had on the game? Yeah, and a champion, I'd say, is just how you carry yourself in and out of the cage. And a legend is the kind of impact, long-lasting impact you've had on the game. Thanks for that question. That was a good one. This is an important fight for me, but it's for me. Like I said to Oscar before, I could lose my next 10 fights and it wouldn't, dim my history or anything. But this fight is important for me, not for anyone else. I'm doing this to prove to myself, I'm still evolving in this game. I'm still getting better and I'm still very dangerous. So yeah, I'm doing this one for me. Dana White is absolutely furious with Bryce Mitchell today. Bryce made some comments about the leader of Germany during World War II that go against the official global narrative. During a Power Slap press conference, Dana didn't hold back, unloading on Bryce. Here's what Dana had to say in response.
Before we get started here, let me get some fucking dumb shit out of the way first here. I'm out here, have fun doing Power Slap tonight. And I'm sure you guys heard what Bryce Mitchell said. If you haven't, he said I've heard a lot of dumb, ignorant shit in my day, but this one's probably the worst. When you talk about Hitler, he was responsible for the death of 6 million Jews, and he tried to completely eliminate a race of people. World War II was the deadliest war in history. 15 million military deaths, 45 million civilians, and 25 million soldiers were killed in World War II. Second of all, Hitler is one of the most disgusting and evil human beings to ever walk the face of the earth. And anyone that even tries to take an opposing position is a moron. That's the problem with the internet and social media. You provide a platform for a lot of dumb, ignorant people. We've obviously reached out to Bryce, and when we read what he said and let him know how we feel about it, we're beyond disgusted. So for those of you that don't know what's going on, good, you're lucky. For those of you that do, that's what I have to say about it.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.